Hello, my dear students. I hope you all have been doing well. Today, I am going to deliver you lecture number 23, and it is about acids. And in this lecture, we are going to study about the acid part 1. So, what is this acid part of 1? In acid part 1, we are going to study about the introduction of acids, its example, classification, and physical and chemical properties of acids. So starting from the introduction, first question is this: what are acids? Acids are the molecule or ion that are capable of donating of a proton, or in other words we can say acid are the molecule or ion that can donate a hydrogen ion. So we say hydrogen ion as a proton. So all those molecule or organic molecule that can be able to donate a hydrogen atom or proton, so we say them as acid. So when an organic molecule donate a hydrogen atom, so how it donate a hydrogen atom? It means that it form a covalent bond with an electron pair. So all the organic molecule that are capable for making a covalent bond with an electron pair, we term them as an acids. Here we are taking a few examples of acids, and that we are using in our daily life. For example, hydrochloric acid, it is present in our gastric juice, and the sulfuric acid, its formula is H2SO4. It is very common acid, and sometimes we use it is so much concentrated, and sometimes we use it in our cleaners, means to clean our um, uh, means to clean or um, to clean or to detoxify germs, or to clean our commodes and our washrooms. And the other example is nitric acid, and here is the carbonic acid. It is present in soft drinks like Coca-Cola and other soft drinks, and the uric acid is present in urine. And one of the example of acids are ascorbic acid. It is the mild acid that is present in vitamin C fruits. For example, it is present in lemons and in oranges. And other example is citric acid that is present in oranges and lemons. And acetic acid is present in vinegar. So there are different types of acid, like mineral acid or inorganic acid. Like the sulfuric acid is mineral acid. Sulfonic acid, for example, benzene sulfonic acid, it is having sulfur group in its, as it is indicating from here. Although sulfuric acid uh, is also having the sulfur group. And then carboxylic acid, that is the acetic acid. It is especially having the group COOH, carboxylic acid group. And halogenated carboxylic acid, all those acid who are that are having halogen atom, for example chloro, bromo, iodo, that are halogenated carboxylic acid, or the carboxylic acid that are having halogen atom, for example chloro, bromo, iodo, that are halogenated carboxylic acid. And vinylogous carboxylic acid are ascorbic acid. And nucleic acid are deoxyribonucleic acid and ribonucleic acid. These are the very common. You all know that DNA is and RNA are our genetic material, so the nature of this genetic material are also, these are acidic in nature. So now we are going to understand about how we can classify the acid. Acid can be classified as either Arrhenius acid or the Lewis acid. So we will see what are the Arrhenius acid, what are the Lewis acid, or we can also classify them as monoprotoic acid or diprotoic acid. So first we see there what are the Arrhenius acid and what are the Lewis acid. Arrhenius acid are all those acids or all those chemical molecule or all those chemical species or chemical entity that can be able to donate a proton. We have to just keep in our mind all the organic molecule, all the organic acid, all the chemical entity or species that can be able to donate a proton, means that can be able to donate a hydrogen atom or hydrogen cation. So these are Arrhenius acid. So what do they do when these acids react with base? How they donate a proton when they react uh, uh, with base or other molecule. So these acids donate proton to a base. So what will happen? The acid form its conjugated base and the base form is conjugated acid by the exchange of proton. And these type of acid are termed as Arrhenius acid or the Lewis. What are the Lewis acid? Lewis acid are all those chemical species that are having an empty orbital. So what do they do if they are having empty orbital? So they can be able to accept an electron from pair from a Lewis base, so they form a Lewis addict. So you have to keep remember difference between Arrhenius acid and Lewis acid. First, Arrhenius acid donate proton and Lewis acid accept electron pair. And Arrhenius acid make conjugated base, uh, and the Lewis acid capable to form a Lewis addict. So this is the difference between the Arrhenius acid and Lewis acid and the classification of acid. And acid also classified on the basis of their number of proton that they donate to a base. So all those acids, they all those acids that donate a proton, means single proton to other base, it is called as monoprotic acid. However, all those acids that can donate more than one proton, so they term as polyprotic acid. Now we will be understanding how what are the physical and chemical properties of acids. So starting from the physical properties, aqueous solution of acids are electrolytes, meaning that they conduct electrical current. So what is this? When we dissolve acid in in water or in any other aqueous solution, so they act like as electrolyte. And what are electrolyte? Electrolytes are the chemical means entities that can conduct the current, they can pass the current. So this is the well known example that we use mild acids in the UPS batteries. So acid also have a sour taste, and acid change the color of certain bases indicators. um, when we use litmus paper and we use acid, so what will happen? This litmus paper change its color. So we differentiate between acid and base by this litmus indicator. And acid can this is the physical properties of acid, means we physically see the change of the litmus paper. Acid can react with active metal to yield hydrogen gas, means when the metal react with acid, so this reaction yield hydrogen gas. It is one of the physical example of acids. You means you can physically identify that if you are having a sample and you are pouring this sample, mixing this sample with metal, and this metal yield the gas, so it means the you are having an acid in your sample. So acid can also react with bases to produce a salt compound and water. Whenever acid react with bases, so it produce a salt. And what it produce? It produce water and salt. One of the most important chemical, although acids are having diverse chemical properties, but I would discuss with you one of the most important property of acid, and this is the neutralization. What is this neutralization? Neutralization is a reaction between an acid and a base producing a salt and neutralized base. Means whenever acid react with a base, the reaction this reaction we say this reaction as a neutralization reaction. Means acid will neutralize a base and produce a salt. Acid will react a base and produce a salt and neutralize base. For example, when hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, um, HCl react. HCl is a acid, hydrochloric acid, that is a mild acid. When this acid will react with sodium hydroxide, this is a base. So what will happen? It produce water and sodium chloride. So sodium chloride is a neutralized base. Means here we were be having base, but acid neutralizes base, and we will get as a product another base, that is the neutralized form of base, and we get water. So this reaction is termed as neutralization, and we use this reaction during the titration. And titration is also the one more important property of acids. So what is the neutralization? Neutralization is the reaction in which acid reacts with a base and produce a neutralized base and a water. So this is the chemical, one of the most important chemical property of acid. All the acid having the ability to neutralize a base. Whenever you react acid with a base, it neutralize a base and produce a water and other neutralized base. So my dear students, these were it is all about the acids part 1, and now in acid part 2 we will be having the identification test and the application of acids, and we also going to study about the some important means phenomena that we should have to understand why while we will be understanding about acids. So in my next lecture I will discuss with you about the all the identification test and application of acids. So here are the references. You can, if you wish to understand more, you can go through these books. And thank you very much for your kind attention, and Allah Hafiz.